It's no surprise, Americans are notoriously bad at saving money, but that doesn't have to be the case for you. These are the 10 money saving tips that helped me save my first $10,000. Number 1, stop budgeting. I know, crazy. Dave Ramsey is cringing right now, but frankly, I'm not a huge fan of most budgets. Or should I say, I'm not a huge fan of super strict budgets. I think everybody's personal finance situation is different. Everybody handles their finances differently, and going into this as a complete beginner trying to learn how to save money, a super strict budget doesn't give you very much wiggle room. So for that reason, I don't have a bunch of Excel spreadsheets for my money. I don't set a limit on coffee or experiences or entertainment because I just don't want to. You know, I like to think that I have enough discipline to spend responsibly and still enjoy myself without having to wonder if I went $1, $2, or $3 over my budget for groceries this month. You know, if you like to budget, go for it. Not necessary for everyone, but hey, personal finance is not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. You do you. That being said, it is very important to still spend, save, and invest mindfully with the next steps. Number 2, track your expenses. For the next 30 days, I'm gonna give you some pretty easy homework. Start by downloading the app Personal Capital. They aren't sponsoring today's video. I just really like them. Here you can link all of your bank accounts, credit cards, investments, and more. And every time you spend, save, invest, or earn, they'll keep track of it. For the next 30 days, don't change a thing. Spend how you normally spend, save how you normally save, and then at the end of 30 days, you'll have some pretty valuable data. Personal Capital will break down how much you spent in each category like food, travel, housing, entertainment, OnlyFans. Next, take a look at all of your expenses and see where you can cut back. You're spending too much on DoorDash, aren't you? Even if you can just save $5, $10, $15 here and there, celebrate those small wins because guess what? That's all you need to get to 10K. Think about it this way. Your goal is to save $10,000. That's $833 per month. Which granted does sound like quite a bit of money, but break it down again, and that's just $27.40 per day. Come on, $27.40 per day? That's totally doable. Stop eating out once per day and boom, you're already over halfway there. Or you know what? Instead of ordering DoorDash, start driving for DoorDash for an hour or two every day to get you what you need. Because there's always gonna come a time where you've cut back your expenses as much as you possibly can, and yet you still can't hit that darn $27.40 per day. Number 4, make more money. At this point, you've already cut back your expenses as much as possible. Now it's time for you to make some more money, and well, there's really only a few options here. Number 1, ask your boss for a raise. Number 2, switch to a higher paying job and save the difference. Or number 3, start a side hustle. I think you can guess which one's my favorite. Starting a side hustle will be one of the most rewarding things you could ever do. I started posting on social media as a side hustle, and less than 2 years later, it unexpectedly became my full-time gig, earning me over $30,000 a month. Think about the passions and skills you have, and then put together a plan to monetize them. For example, if you're an absolute nerd about cars and you'd love to spend your whole day around them, consider picking up some equipment and starting a car detailing business. And the best part is, there's tons of free info on YouTube walking through how to do this business effectively. You know what? Maybe cars aren't your thing. Maybe you don't have a passion you can think of at all. At that point, it might make sense to learn a new skill or start a side hustle that doesn't require a lot of passion. For example, you could start flipping used furniture. Pick up a used couch, clean it, take some nice pictures, relist it for a couple hundred in profit. I guess I should probably tell you there's also some free money waiting for you in the description of this video. If you'd like some, click the links down below. Webull will give you 5 free stocks just for signing up and depositing as little as a penny. Come on, we've got this far already. I think you know it's best not to miss out on some free money. So click the links down below, sign up, and let me know in the comments what free stocks you get. Number 5, separate accounts. I am going to make the assumption that by now you are drowning in cash. So let's talk about how to make sure that you hold on to it. Temptations are gonna be your biggest obstacle, but if you can get past them, you're golden. First, set up separate bank accounts, preferably having your savings account at a completely different bank than your checking. Your checking account should be where you spend and pay bills from, and then you'll have a separate high-yield savings account where you save your 10 grand. I use Yada Bank for most of my savings since I really like their weekly giveaways, and between the interest they give and the weekly giveaways, I can always earn much higher than the usual savings account. I recommend them for anyone. I really like them. Again, not sponsored, but I'll leave the link down below. By having your savings account in a different bank, you'll completely squash the temptation to withdraw from it for impulse purchases. Because if you do, it'll take at least a few business days to transfer, and 99% of the time you won't even remember what you wanted the money for in the first place. Number 6, the 1-week rule. Sometimes separating your accounts won't be enough. You're gonna try and convince yourself that you really need that new phone, and it just so happens you have a couple of grand sitting right there. I'm the same way. I'm always talking myself out of buying new camera equipment because I know I'm barely gonna use it. When you feel yourself eyeing a large purchase, use the 1-week rule to avoid making a decision you'll regret. It's simple. Whenever I'm tempted to make a quick decision, I wait for 1 week. If at the end of 1 week I still want that item and I know it's not going to set me back financially, I usually get it, or I work towards getting it. But hey, if this method doesn't work for you, then perhaps the next one will. Number 7, think in terms of hours. Your time is worth something. It has to be. So the next time you feel really tempted to buy something, don't think of the price itself. Think of the amount of hours you'd have to give up to own that thing. For example, you make $25 an hour at your job. So that new pair of shoes isn't $200, it's 8 hours of your time. If your boss asked you to work an extra 8 hours today for that same pair of shoes, would you do it? Oh my God, shame on you. Okay, what if somebody offered you $200 cash instead of the shoes? Which one are you taking? You're supposed to say the cash. Good, you're learning. Reframe the way that you think about money, and I think oftentimes you'll find that you'd rather keep the cash in your account than spend it on that thing that you convinced yourself you really needed. Number 8, set it and forget it. I think you know where I'm going with this one, but in case you don't, let me explain. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. The best way to save is to not even think about it at all. Our goal is $10,000, right? $833 per month, $208.25 per week, $27.40 per day. It's as simple as this. If you get paid weekly, automatically set aside $208.25 to go directly into your savings account at a different bank. If you get paid bi-weekly, then set aside $416.50 every time you get paid before doing anything else. Some employers can do this for you by directing a portion of your paycheck to a different bank account. Some banking apps can help you do this by moving your money for you every time you get a deposit. If right now you're thinking, I can't set aside that much for my paychecks, it's okay, just work up to it. That's where tip number 4 comes in. You need to start earning some more money and then save all of it. Whenever you get paid, save first and then plan with the rest. Number 9, write down your goals. This is something new for me too, but let me explain. Starting this year, I decided to try journaling all my goals. I even made a whole YouTube video about it, so I won't go super in depth here, but it's been surprisingly effective. And I'm not really one to read a ton of books, nor did I have any interest in journaling, but just writing down my goals and tracking them has led to some pretty amazing results. For example, I started the year at 16,000 followers on Instagram with a goal to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. And it's only May and your boy's at like 90K. My income goal was at least $100,000 this year, and again, it's only May and I'm nearly there. Here's what you need to do in a nutshell. Grab a notebook or journal and a pen. Write down your savings goals, your income goals, your credit score goals, your investment goals, your debt payoff goals, etc. Then write down actionable steps you can take every day to help you achieve those goals. For example, if you want to save $10,000, then each day you could drive for DoorDash for an hour and a half to get to $27.40. If you want to increase your income, then after work you could work on your side hustle, or you could be applying for new jobs or sending out resumes until you land something new. Next, start tracking your goals. I drew a bar in my journal for each one of my goals, and as I make progress, I just shade it in. I know it sounds like a small thing to do, but trust me, journaling works. I go way more in depth in this video here, so go check it out after we're done here. But just take a look at this. This was one of my goals, 100,000 followers on Instagram. We're at like 90,000 in May. I wanted to hit 1 million followers on TikTok. We're at about 275, right on track. My business is I wanted to have my first $10,000 revenue month in June. We did that in April. I wanted to earn $100,000 in 2022. It's May and I'm at like 83,000. Number 10, forgive yourself. Whatever choices you made, whatever unfortunate events unfolded, leave them in the past. You are in complete control of your future, and you can't progress if you keep blaming yourself for what happened before or putting yourself down because you feel like there's no way out of your situation. Forgive yourself, realize people make mistakes, and then start taking steps to get better. Get your free stocks from Webull with the link down below. Watch this video about goal setting and this video about side hustles you can start, and that's it, folks.